All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're grabbing our magnifying glasses and putting on our detective hats because we're going to investigate one of the buzziest jobs out there, the data scientist.
Welcome to AI for Everyone. Like, subscribe, and start learning today.
I mean, you hear that title everywhere, right? But what does it really, truly mean? Are these people building, super advanced AI robots, or is it something else entirely? Well, we're here to crack that very case.
So to get to the bottom of this, you first have to know that there are kind of two main flavors of data expert. On one hand, you've got the builder. Think of them as a machine learning engineer. Their job is to create software, like a program that can automatically spot a car in a photo. But then you have the detective, and that's our data scientist. Their job is to look at a messy problem, find the hidden clues in the data, and tell a story about why something is happening and what to do about it. Their final product isn't code, it's insight, usually in a slide deck. And today, we're following the detective. So, our investigation begins. Let's open up case file number 1, the mystery of the abandoned cart.
Okay, picture this. You run a really popular online store selling awesome coffee mugs. Business is humming along, but there's a huge problem. Thousands of your customers, they go through the whole process, they get to that final checkout page, and then, poof, they just vanish without paying. It's like money is just disappearing into thin air.
To solve this, our detective first has to map out the customer's journey. It's pretty simple, right? They visit the site, they find a product they like, they add it to their cart, but they're dropping off right between step 3 and step 4. The crime is happening at the checkout counter. The big question is, why?
So our data detective's first theory is the most obvious one, the usual suspect. Hey, maybe the website is just broken. It's a simple explanation, but is it the right one?
And the data comes back with a clear, immediate answer. Nope, not a chance. The server logs prove the website was running perfectly. No crashes, no bugs, no errors. This is where the real detective work has to start, because we've just eliminated our most obvious suspect.
So our detective starts digging deeper, sifting through all the evidence, IP addresses, timestamps, user locations, and then they find it, the pattern, the smoking gun. It's the international users. They are abandoning their carts the exact second the super high shipping cost pops up on the screen. Aha!
With this clue, the detective presents two super clear, actionable ideas. First, those overseas customers are getting scared off by sticker shock from the shipping fees. The proposed action? Let's just raise the mug price a tiny bit and offer free shipping. Second, the data also showed that in Spain, sales would plummet every single afternoon during the siesta. But the company was still paying for ads then. The action? Just turn off the ads in Spain during the afternoon. Boom, case closed.
But a good detective's work is never done. So let's jump to our next case, the case of the cracked mugs, and see how these exact same skills work in a totally different world.
Okay, so we've left the digital world, and now we're at a physical crime scene. We're in a factory that makes thousands of these coffee mugs, but they have a massive problem. A ton of the mugs are coming off the production line with cracks in them. That's a lot of wasted material and lost money.
The manufacturing process is pretty straightforward. You mix the clay, you shape it, you glaze it, you fire it in a giant oven, that's called a kiln, and then you do a final inspection. The cracks are showing up somewhere along this assembly line, but where? And more importantly, why? Our data detective gets right to work, collecting clues on everything you can imagine. The clay supplier, the water content in the mix, the exact temperature of the kiln, even the humidity inside the factory. And by connecting all these different data points, they make a huge discovery. The mugs are cracking, mostly in the afternoon. And what's special about the afternoon? Well, that's when the room humidity tends to drop. And at the very same time, the kiln is often cranked up to its highest temperature setting.
And there it is. The verdict is in, and it's so beautifully simple. It's the combination of low humidity in the air plus the intense heat from the kiln. Together, they're creating stress in the clay, and that's what's causing it to crack. See? It wasn't one single culprit, but two factors working together.
So, we've now solved two completely different cases. One online, one in a factory. What's the secret here? How does this work? Well, it turns out there's a repeatable method to all this detective madness.
This right here is the heart of the data detective's playbook. It's a simple, powerful 3-step process. Step 1, collect data. That's just gathering all your clues. Step 2, analyze the data. This is where you interrogate the evidence until you find that pattern, that smoking gun. And finally, step 3, Suggest actions. You tell the team exactly how to solve the crime, based on what the data just told you.
But hang on, there's one more piece to the puzzle, and it's absolutely crucial. It's called the feedback loop. See, after you suggest a fix, like offering free shipping or adjusting the kiln settings, your job isn't over. A great detective goes all the way back to step 1 to collect new data to see if the changes actually worked. It's a constant cycle of improvement.
Okay, let's pull all these clues together and deliver our final verdict on what a data scientist really is.
Let's go back to where we started. The machine learning engineer is the builder. Their goal is to automate something, and their output is software. Think of a program that automatically identifies a car in a photo. The data scientist, on the other hand, is the detective. Their goal is to find insights, their output is a slide deck with a clear action plan, and their job is to figure out why the mugs are cracking in the first place.
And that, right there, brings us to the ultimate takeaway. The data detective's real job isn't just about numbers and fancy charts. It's about being a great storyteller. They take a complex, messy pile of clues and data, and they turn it into a clear, simple story that points directly to a smart, actionable plan.
And that leaves us with one final question I want you to think about. Whether it's in your business, your community, or maybe even in your own life, what mystery is out there just waiting for its data detective to come along and solve it?